Oh my God, I'm so excited and also terrified. I can't believe it. It's a huge special episode that we're doing today. So,
Yes.
yes, a panel. I've assembled a group of my favorite comedians, some of my favorite past guests to come onto the show and help me out because we're at the 1 month mark of being single. And against all odds, I think it's time to get back on the apps.
Yeah, it is naturally the time that you would, hop back on there.
Yeah,
Profile.
it is a cycle, a vicious one. You leave them, you get rusty, you forget they exist, you're so happy to be off of them, and then you come crawling back.
But then you rediscover all the best pictures of yourself in the process. Yeah, so.
I'm hoping that this helps my confidence and doesn't make me feel bad today. We'll see.
I guess we'll see what happens.
I guess we will see what happens. So I'm hoping that by updating some of my dating apps, we will have some good advice for how to be using the apps in this weird pandemic day and age, because I feel like it's a jungle out there.
I know, because I'm honestly curious what your intention is with this app, considering you are the staple of being COVID friendly, anti-COVID.
I'm very anti-COVID. Ultimately,
you're very anti-COVID.
So anti-COVID, I'm not really trying to get infected or spread saliva right now. Wow. Don't want to. Right. Not really trying to do that, but I will say that I am bored and lonely and horny and would like to flirt, and then maybe pick, one really nice guy and then, FaceTime, casually date without touching each other, very Jane Austen. And then obviously he falls in love with me, and then I have a new boyfriend again.
Wow,
right?
Lonely,
a dream.
And horny. Yeah, I think that's your bio.
Yeah,
honestly.
Bored, lonely, and horny. Okay, we'll remember that for when we're updating. When we're updating my app profile. So I'm super excited about this roster of incredible comedians. Our first one, you'll remember him from a previous episode. His favorite. Okay, we're gonna have to cut because everyone's from a previous episode, Andrew. So that was stupid. Cut that. Take it back. Okay. He's hilarious. He looks like a K-pop star. You remember him. He loves the dating app Tinder, best of all, and asked them to all give me an answer to one of the common questions that you put on a dating app as one of your responses. So he's looking for meeting up. It's Jared Goldstein.
Hi.
Hi.
And to be clear, speaking of K-pop stars, I am a Jenny.
Oh.
Of Blackpink.
Okay, yeah. I love that documentary.
So good. I was not on board until I saw the documentary, and now I'm a stan.
Okay, yeah. I'm also a stan. I love them. Okay, I'm so happy you're here, Jared.
Happy to be here.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Our next guest, she's hilarious. She's gorgeous. Her favorite dating app is Hinge, and her dream dinner guest is Dolly Parton. It's Savannah DesOrmeaux.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Savannah.
Hi. And I'll just go on the record to say that I did have that as my response before she became a main investor in a COVID vaccine. So only now are people starting to pop off on that answer on the apps and let me know that she does good in this world as if I didn't already know.
Wow, a Dolly Parton hipster. I love it.
Yeah, believe it. I went there.
As someone who had a viral Dolly Parton tweet 2 months ago, I really feel that.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
We kind of, Savannah, I think you and I invented Dolly Parton, I would say.
We made her who she is today.
She would absolutely say that. Actually, yeah, you're the reason for the vaccine, I guess. The two of you. Once we get it, it's the two of you.
You go into the research labs of Moderna, it's just me and Jared pipetting away.
I would actually fear for all of our lives if that were
Me
true.
too. I do anyways, though, so.
I would be like, oh, we are going to die. And our last panelist, you know him, you love him. His favorite dating app is NA. He's not on the apps, but unbelievable. And all of his answers were so chaotic that I'm going to read them all. So he's looking for someone to hold him through this cold, dark winter. The hallmark of a good relationship is we never follow each other on Instagram. And his dream dinner guest is someone who would never ask him who his dream dinner guest was. Oh, baby, it's Devon Walker. Woo!
Hello,
Dev, you're back on the pod. You're back.
So happy to be here. Happy to be back on the pod. Yeah, appreciate it.
So happy you three are here. And the thing that I love the most about this grouping of panelists is that we are all single.
Yay.
Yes. No one better to ask. It's like the blind leading the blind. I'm obsessed. So I think we should get right into it. I'm going to open up Hinge and share a screen and we can just take a little look-see at what I've got going on. Okay. Also tell me, how have the apps been for everybody recently?
I am all over the apps right now.
Okay.
I'm having a pretty good experience. I mean, it seems like it's what we should be doing. It's where we should be. If you're trying to date right now, there's no other place to do it. I just started Hinge. I don't love it. I prefer Tinder. Ooh, Fletcher,
yes. So we just opened up my Hinge and it went to my most compatible. His name is Fletcher and he's got a boy band swoop going on.
I take issue with the most compatible on Hinge. I have never in my life been more insulted by a feature on an app.
Same.
The people that they pair me up with, I'm like, surely there is better, is usually my note.
You know, I compare it to like the Netflix recommendations for you to watch, because if you look at them, they're always like a 3 out of 5 star compatibility. And I'm like, Netflix, show me some 5 out of 5. What are you saving these 4s and 5s? Don't recommend me a 3. Give me a 5.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think Hinge wants me to date like a troll under a bridge rather than an actual human person.
Yeah. Ultimately, I mean, his answer is, I bet you can't even.
I would absolutely X him right now.
Yeah,
Ultimately, he's getting an X, but
Yeah, okay.
that's not what this is about.
Okay, wow. I thought he was hot.
Daniel?
That doesn't matter.
He looked
Okay,
really,
we'll
he
come
knew what
back
he
to
was
him.
doing in
We'll
that
come
first
back to him.
picture. Yeah.
We'll come back to Daniel once my profile is better. Okay.
Okay.
So this is my first picture. It is 3 or 4 years old.
It's hot though.
Does that matter? Does that
No.
matter that I'm using an extremely old picture?
Oh, that's fine. No, as long as you still look like that
You
picture.
look like that for
Okay.
sure.
It's
Yeah.
also me holding a burrito. So it's me posing in a way that I would say is maybe seductive with a burrito.
I agree.
Yeah, people will definitely connect the dots there.
Is this the first
That's
picture
my
that
note.
comes up when they see your profile?
This is the absolute first picture that comes up. And if
Huh.
anyone,
I would say no. I would say no.
I say no.
For this, as
Yeah.
the first picture, I'd say that's not the move.
okay,
Yeah.
and what are we thinking what's the vibe of a first picture? What should the vibe be? And why is this not good for a first picture?
The first picture's really got to draw people in. That's got to really show like your best attributes. And then if you want to do a funny one, which I think is what you're going for here, funny one, I feel like you got to hit it like 3. I think
I
that's
love
where
that you think that this is a funny one.
Yeah. I was not
I thought
agree.
I thought that was the point of the burrito. I thought it was supposed to be the funny one.
Can a girl just eat a burrito and it not be laughed at, Devon?
Not where I come from.
Okay.
I do think that this picture should be the last one because you
I
gave him
actually-
like a really hot one.
Yeah, I would actually flip the script and say that this is sort of the sexual seduction one, and you that would be my reason for not putting it first.
Because it's too hot.
Then they're
Yeah.
gonna think you're just on this app to
To Fook.
I think, yeah,
To
you should have
Fook
it.
and also to Order Seamless.
But
Devin's
do
like,
not
I'm
think-
not getting that at all here. This is
Devin-
not a fucking
Devin's laughing out loud at the fact that you would even put a burrito in your hand.
I thought okay. I don't think this is a fuck vibe. I don't think this. Can we see the rest of your other
Yeah,
pictures?
Yeah,
we
let's
need
keep
to see
going.
others.
Okay. So my first answer, and this might be obnoxious. What if I told you that Time Out New York called me crushworthy with an angel smiley face. And what I do have to say is that I get a lot of responses to this.
What are the responses?
Yeah, what do people say?
I agree.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
that's great.
cute.
They say
Okay,
I
that's-
agree. They say that, oh, the news media got it right this time.
Okay.
And for
Mhm.
that reason,
We gotta keep it.
So
okay.
that one's not negotiable. So let's.
It's not
okay.
non-negotiable. I would definitely be open to changing it. And I do agree that maybe it's obnoxious and pretentious, but I do love the little bit of like joy that comes in when someone's like, you know what? The news is right. And I'm like, yeah. So thank you for agreeing. Okay. This is the next picture. It's me wearing
love this one.
glasses in a low-cut dress that's sparkly.
What is the caption when you click on it?
I'm coming for you, Kelly Ripa.
Ooh.
I really hope Kelly Ripa's not on the apps.
Yeah.
I love this one. The thing is, I think you're a beautiful person, so every photo you show me, I'm probably gonna pretty much support. But this is sort of like sexy, sparkly receptionist vibes because you.
Yeah.
So once again, they may think that you're in it for the fook, but maybe you are. Who am I to say?
Kind
I mean,
of
you
not
did-
for the
said-
fook today, but
Not today. Okay.
Okay.
not today.
I would also go so far as to say that, Jenny, you are such a beautiful person that I would love to see your gorgeous face, and I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
I feel like one of your first pictures should be like chest up.
Oh, like a close-up selfie?
Like even your face right now in this little bubble on Zoom, I'm like, look at this angel
That's a great
of
contender.
beauty.
Wow.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
Zoom screenshot
Just take a
something that
screenshot of it right now and
and put it up.
put that
Yeah.
straight on the hinge.
I would.
God.
And see what happens.
Something I would say about this one is I think it's perfectly placed at number 2. I think that's exactly the energy you want to hit somebody with the second picture. We haven't found the first one yet, but like I think because I agree with Jared in that like the first one maybe is like something like wholesome, but like you still look good. And then the second one, then it's like, okay, we got titties out now.
Yeah,
Now we're
this
on a-
one's like
now we're on
wham
a
bam,
different
thank you, ma'am.
That being
Yeah.
said, I just joined Hinge, and my first picture is a headless torso.
You guys are doing different things on that.
We have different.
Exactly.
Different vibes.
Different objectives.
Then we get into the info portion, and I never know what is the right amount of information to include because you can also tell them if you're interested in having children or not on Hinge, which I think is a weird thing.
Yeah,
I think
too
it's
much.
so
that.
funny when someone says that they're looking for something casual but also do want kids one day.
You're like, okay, when?
Okay, I guess you think I'm
Cute.
funny, Savannah?
Wait, so can you swipe like the crown? Okay, yes, there's
Yeah,
more.
so 28, 5'2", Crown Heights, yes to drinking, no to cigarette smoking.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
I have a
Cool.
question. Do you ever, because your job is listed as operations manager, have you ever listed yourself as a comedian?
I did list myself as a comedian for a brief time, and I did not like the responses I got.
Don't.
That's
I
even
would absolutely say don't do it. I'm not
Yeah.
on these, but I would not list myself as a comedian. I feel like that's a terrible sign.
It is. It's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
I list myself as a comedian, unfortunately. And I
Oh,
think
that's
that,
good. That's good.
yeah,
That's funny.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
I get the
vibe.
right response.
Yeah, that is kind of what you're trying to say, too. It's not like, I'm a comedian, now ask me to tell you a joke.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, but it is unfortunately the truth. And it's like, if you ask me, what do you do? I'm not going to say like beakers and science. I'm going to say I was on a Zoom podcast all day.
Yeah, I did 2 hours of helping my single friend try to change her app profile on a podcast. That's what I did today.
Yeah.
I say Jewish. So,
Brave.
According to your
All right, this isn't Locke's community, honey.
And then I'm from Basking Ridge, New Jersey, and I'm liberal.
And
I've had
I
a
don't
couple
know.
people who are not overtly listed as liberal we get pretty chatty, and then I went on a date with one of them, and they were not voting, and I said never again.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was like, Shirley, I was like, maybe they don't have to list it. Like, it's assumed.
Yeah.
It's not, and they weren't.
Yeah, you have to list it.
I don't know if you want to get into this later, Jenny, but what are your like specifications? Do you have like filters on for the people that you're looking for?
Ooh.
Yes, I do. The filter it's mostly just the age filter, and the age filter is 26 to 34. Because if you're 25 or younger, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
I think you need to make it older.
Really?
And younger.
I don't want to.
You don't need to go younger.
What if the greatest 25-year-old
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't
is
exist.
just right outside of your filter?
Jared,
No.
my therapist said to me, a 25-year-old's brain isn't even fully developed yet.
It's true.
It's so true.
That's what's true for men. For women,
you know what?
we've got a full brain. It's full of ridges. For a man, he's still got a flat ass brain.
Wow.
Okay, well, what about a 40-year-old? How rigidy is their brain? Put it up.
I just feel like
Get yourself.
Don't go low. Don't go younger.
I don't think I want to go younger. I understand going older as a concept, but also I just feel like what a 35, 36, 37-year-old wants is maybe who is like a stable, normal person who eventually does want to have a serious relationship.
I would argue that a 36-year-old is looking for a 19-year-old.
I agree. Yeah.
That might be
They're looking to start all over.
Because what I want ultimately is to find someone who would be a partner for me. You know, like definitely fun and games is fun, but that's not really the main thing I'm looking for anymore, I guess. I had a lot of fun in games.
We love our games.
I've had a lot of fun in games. I've had a lot of sex with people who were fun but bad people. Like, I don't know if I'm necessarily looking for that anymore.
What's your locational filter?
I think it's just New York. But
Like,
I don't know where do I find that? Huh?
I think
How
that's
many
also in
miles?
your
Go to preferences.
Okay, preferences. Maximum distance is 100 miles. Is that too many?
That's
Oh
way
my
too many.
God.
You're going to find someone in Connecticut, honey.
Yo, somebody's going to be
You're
fully
gonna
in
put it in the
Vermont.
hour.
What is the
Yo.
normal amount of
I
miles?
do 15.
I do one. Put it down
You
to
do
one.
one?
Yeah, I don't want to go to Greenpoint.
I think you want to
Wait.
do max
3.
15. I say 10 to 15 max.
Okay, is 15 gonna...
15,
it's
you
like-
could go to Jersey. Sorry, Andrew.
15 is Jersey?
Yeah. 15
Yeah.
is Jersey. 15's for sure the fucking Bronx or like Staten Island. You have no idea what you're like.
I honestly would.
You
I
could
would
do
do
10.
3, and then you think,
I'm like, Jenny, what if the greatest 25-year-old on Staten
Oh, wait,
Island
I guess it is 25.
is just right out of your grasp?
I'm like, okay, I don't have preferred
3 feet to
preferences.
7 feet.
I don't have preferred preferences. I have to upgrade for access. I'm not paying for Hinge.
sure.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I've
Hinge
always-
is also making me care about height. I've never cared or noticed, and now that everyone's profile has their height,
You're
I'm like
telling me
obsessed with it.
You've never noticed someone's height?
Not to this extent. It's like making me like heightist.
Oh, okay.
Suddenly I'm like, I feel tall. I'm like 5'11". I guess I'm huge.
5'11" is tall.
5'11"
Hey,
is tall.
Savannah.
Hi.
5'11" is very tall. I actually
Andrew
prefer
is
to
also
date.
tall.
Oh, as well. Thank you.
Yeah.
How tall are you,
honestly,
Andrew?
I'm 6'2", if you could believe it.
You are?
Massive.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God, you have such a youthful face in my mind. Wow.
Yeah.
I would not
If
imagine.
you believe it, I turn 25 tomorrow. Yeah. And so I'm going to become in Jenny's range as of
You're aging in.
tomorrow, you can be in my range, Andrew.
And you're tall too, Devon, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm 6'7".
My
Let's
panel.
go. Go
My
ahead.
panel is just 3 tall men and 2 teeny women, which we know what's up. Gotta
It's who
say.
you want on your panel, for sure.
That is who you want on your panel. This is horrible. I'm a little heightist. I prefer tall. I could
which
date
is
a short man.
which is crazy, Jenny, because you are short.
Yeah.
That is,
You're very tiny.
I know, but I prefer tall.
What's the ideal?
I feel
6 foot and above, babe.
That's crazy. I feel for these short dudes because I'm not short, so it hasn't been a problem for me. But like I feel, but I absolutely do feel for people because people have to deal with this shit. And like, especially, I don't know, if I was like 5'8" and there's a girl who was like 5'2" who was like no shorties, I'd be like, we're the same. I'm just, we're not different. So you hate yourself, and that's something you got to deal with.
I will say that I have a cutoff for height. Like I think too tall is scary for me.
Problem.
Okay.
How tall are you, Savannah?
I'm 5'2" as well.
Okay, yeah, you're very small.
And I recently dated someone who was 6'4", and it was almost too much.
6'4" is a lot. Anything over 6'3".
As soon as I have to stand on my tiptoes to kiss them, I am like, Dad?
But
I kiss my dad on the mouth.
Don't you think he should have to bend down, though, to meet you? I think we should be giving this man knee problems, and he should be delighted.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's the way of looking at it.
Like, no.
I feel like I don't want to be giving out back problems, but yeah.
Okay.
His arms were too long. It was like they could wrap around me twice over. It was just, there was too much.
Boa constrictor.
Yeah. He strangled me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
This next picture's amazing.
The next picture is me at a wedding.
And what's the caption?
Invite me to your weddings. I take to weddings like a baby pug for seeing the sun.
Wow, poetry on this.
Beautiful. That was the caption on Instagram when it was on Instagram a long
Do
time
pugs
ago.
like the sun?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a picture of the baby pug seeing the sun?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
It's a reference that I don't get.
Yeah, me too.
I don't think anyone gets the reference, so that might make it a bad caption.
I would say to change that reference. That is not a commonly known thing.
Yeah, I've never seen this.
No.
Pug's first time seeing the sun.
What? This is so niche.
Yeah,
this looks like a photoshopped photo of a pug against greenery.
Yeah, this doesn't look real.
That does not look
you
real
can
at
change we can change the caption.
Okay, we'll change the caption.
Yeah.
Okay.
But keep the photo.
Yeah.
This to me screams Jersey girl in a big way.
Yeah.
She's got to be. She got to be true to her roots.
No,
is it
she
the
doesn't.
wedges? Is it because I'm wearing an insanely large wedge in the photo?
Yeah, the shoe is like really.
It's a big ass shoe.
I like them.
Thank you,
It's
Devin.
also the like suburbia garden background. Obviously, you look gorgeous, but it is. I'm telling you the energy that it's giving me.
Okay.
But I guess my question though is what kind of energy you trying to pull in? Because this pulls in a specific type of dude, and maybe that's the type of dude that you're looking for. I would say
what kind of dude do you think?
For my own, like if I were looking on a dating app, I would probably like that. This would not be my deal. You know what I mean? But like this is for someone.
It's wifey. It's like suburban wifey.
Yeah. This is a dog whistle for suburban wifey.
Absolutely, yes. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I love the first part of the caption that you did have, like invite me
to your weddings. Okay.
Just keep it at that. Keep it short.
Invite me to your weddings.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And
her inbox like floods immediately.
Everyone has just so many weddings to go to.
Yeah, it's a socially distant wedding. It's in New Hampshire. All right, I just need a plus. Yeah.
In the South, no one cares about masks. Let's go.
I did this before it was cool. The next prompt, I said have BDE.
What is
That's gotta go.
I say get rid of that. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what is BD? Wait, can I guess what BD is?
Wait,
Yes.
Jared, what? What are you talking about?
I have no idea. Isn't that amazing?
I feel like you're
It is
lying.
not logged on
I have
to
no idea what it means.
The internet?
You're fucking with us, right?
I swear, I have no idea. I'm gonna guess.
How is this possible?
Having big dick energy.
Yeah. Yes.
Got it.
Okay.
I've never seen that. I've never seen it abbreviated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, it's gotta go. I guess everyone's right. It's gotta go.
It's just old and it's passe.
Okay. Okay, the one thing you should know about me is My biggest date fail. I'll pick the topic if you start the conversation.
Oh, you know what you should do? Go back to the one before. The one.
My biggest date fail?
Biggest date fail would be dating a magician.
Oh,
yes, that's a good one.
Classic
that
me.
Conversation starter.
And you should say multiple magicians, because it was not just one.
Can I say that in quarantine, I have been ghosted by a mime. I was dumped by a magician, and I went on a walk with a clown. And not like a hipster comedy clown, like a red-nosed clown for children.
Did you know that?
Which dating app are you using?
Barnum and Bailey. No, I did not know. To be fair, the magician was also a writer, is like a working TV writer who like was formerly a magician. The mime is still a mime, and the clown is now an actor, so arguably still a clown.
Was always
damn. So you really live in LA, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love it. You found your type.
Yeah. I'm looking for a lion tamer.
The mime is the least forgivable one. You can really like magic can be cool in certain contexts.
Yeah.
I think magic is sexy. Magic is really hot.
Wait,
he would do tricks for me.
Yes.
Yes. So there's
tricks.
something there, and like being a clown, that's an interesting subculture. Kind of like I can kind of see it. Being a mime.
Did they talk?
Yeah, were you actually ghosted, or were they just doing their job?
No, I was very much ghosted.
Cool.
Mime again.
Yeah.
My magician dumped me over email. So I think all these circus performers need to work on their breakup etiquette. For sure.
It's not in their training.
No, they're not used to it. They're like, we never have to do this.
I'm just used to leaving town.
Or getting dumped.
Right. I just unpitch the tent and I go. Okay, the next picture is again at a wedding.
You do great work at weddings.
Thank you. Came to this wedding with a license to kill.
Okay, well, now you have to change this caption because your last picture talks about weddings, and then they're going to think non-stop wedding.
This is too much wedding content on your page.
Should I keep this picture or do I get rid of this picture?
I think that picture has like the possibility to be the first one.
I agree.
Oh, I would agree. I agree. With that, Andrew.
This is the first picture.
I think that could be the first one.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Okay, I would say sparkly dress goes number 2.
Okay.
Yeah, keep it as 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what are we thinking that the caption needs to be?
Do you need a caption? Do we need captions?
No, you can just save it.
Yes. Yeah. I'm with you, Jared. I don't know that. I'd say the fewer words, the better.
Okay.
I'll be honest.
Just be a mystery.
Looking at the captions, really.
Yeah.
I kind of look at the captions sometimes. I do like to know if there's any secret treats in there.
I think you want to be. I think you want to be like more mysterious than that. You know, like don't give them too much. You want to like be. People like it when you're kind of aloof. So I would say maybe take all the captions off.
No.
My opening line to every single match is is this a hang loose emoji?
Yeah.
And that's all I send. It works like a charm.
Oh, I'm doing this wrong. I show everyone all my cards all at once.
Same.
I have 12 photos. All of them have captions. My opener is hello. Hi, my name's Savannah. What do you want to know about me?
I went through this awful phase where I was just, the opening message was consistently, okay, King, you win. And it didn't work on anybody and no one responded. And then I had to remake my profile because it just did awfully.
I'm surprised. That's funny.
Wait, you remade your profile?
Because I was just like, maybe they were actually like okay guys, but like they were so turned off by me saying, okay, King, you win.
Wait, like you disconnected your profile and completely remade it?
I completely remade
it. So you could rematch with all of them?
It was the first day that I got Hinge. Actually, Devon was the reason that I got Hinge because I thought it was exclusively for straight people. And you recorded with the unofficial expert and you were like, oh, you need to get on Hinge. And so I got on Hinge and then I bought a membership immediately because I was like, I need these height specifications. And so then I did the OK King You Win to everybody. And it didn't work.
And what are your height specifications?
It's actually really funny because it was over 6 foot on Hinge, but then I obviously had Tinder happening congruently. And so then I met the person that I'm with currently on Tinder, and he is 5'8". So
he wouldn't have made it.
Yeah, he wouldn't have made it. He would have never made it in the big leagues on Hinge.
See, that's the point that I was trying to make earlier about the filters. You know, you just never know. I feel like truly there are no deal breakers. Like if the rest of a person is appealing enough, you can pull off anything.
Andrew, I am curious. Like, does the height thing come into like is that an issue like from like a top and bottom perspective? With somebody who's significantly shorter than you.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, it is a little weird that like my head can like totally just like rest on top of his head. But yeah, in terms of like top and bottom, it's just like we're both in bed, so it's like, I mean, it's okay. We're laying down, you know, so it's not that big of a deal. But thank you for your concern.
Oh my god.
No, I appreciate it.
I was just curious.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, I had no idea that I introduced you to Hinge, or like I was like the reason why you ended up.
No, I literally downloaded it that night, I believe. Yeah.
You introduced him to Hinge and then promptly deleted it from your phone.
Yes. My opening line is always tailored in particular to the person based on their profile. I don't use the same line for every person. Am I doing too much work?
I don't think so.
Am I overachieving?
Is it working?
Well, we're here today.
I mean, we are here
I put in the bare minimum. That's part of why I just send one emoji, because half of them, they're not even on the app anymore. It's like you're matching with dead bodies.
But Jared, don't you think that maybe some of them aren't responding because they aren't responding to a hang loose vibe?
Yes, but also here's the thing, Savannah. If somebody is so like, you better come correct in the exact right way or I'm not talking to you. And then I'm like, you're too much and I don't want to know you anyway.
It's such a good point.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of guys on Bumble that are like, miss me with your hey intro. I'm like, I don't have anything left to give.
Yeah, it's like we're just trying to connect here. Like, don't.
It's always those people that like literally have nothing in their profile to even like give any like sort of conversation topic. So it's like, okay, I need to do a hey, what's up? Because you're not giving me anything.
Yeah, your photos are boring and that's your fault.
Yeah.
I've had a good intro lately, which is just, hey, I think you're hot, so just wanted to check in.
Hey, I love that. That's great.
And that is going to be what I use for the next month. I'll give you guys
very
an update.
That's good.
And then thanks.
That's really good. I don't know. I guess personality wise, I am an overachiever. So I don't want to like plagiarize myself by using the same line for every person.
Well, on Hinge, do you feel like you're having to initiate a lot of the conversation?
No, I'm really not. I'm not really initiating that much of the conversation, and they're generally saying something about my profile, although sometimes they will just like a photo, and I always find that to be kind of lazy. I'm like, you should send me a response instead of hearting.
I think that's just the version of like Jared's emoji intro, which is like they're liking you so that you can like them back, and then they'll start the convo. They're just trying to see if you're a dead body or not, to use.
Yeah.
Okay. Ultimately, they're checking if I'm a corpse. They're looking for a pulse.
They're just trying to see.
But Jenny, I understand that because now that I am on Hinge, when somebody just the language of Hinge is very interesting and to me. So when I get that alert that like this person has quote unquote invited me to start the conversation, I know that that's not what they were doing, but if you don't leave a little comment, that's the message you get.
Yeah.
And it does feel like. Doesn't feel great. I'm like, Oh,
I just got a message on Hinge.
You did? What did they say?
He liked my video. I invited him to start the chat. And he said, "You're such a vibe."
Ooh. You are a vibe.
Kill me.
That's so true. Wow.
But you are a vibe.
No, you're right.
I've
I should
always-
respond.
You're a
I've always
vibe,
said
but
you are a vibe. Yeah.
Everyone's thinking it.
ultimately you are a vibe. I don't know what he wants you to say back.
And me either. And for
Does
that
your
reason, I
profile
am
say
out.
comedian?
That's a good question. Let me see.
We do need to know that, yeah.
Oh, it does. And I'm going to change that right now.
Yeah.
I think that's probably where he was coming from with like such a vibe, you know?
Yikes.
Okay, my next response is I geek out on Survivor. I'm ready to start practicing making fire and get on a plane to Fiji.
That's a conversation starter. Do people watch that show?
I like to
There's-
know if they do, because I love it. I've been
A ton of people
binging
watch
it.
that show. And now it's on Netflix.
Oh.
But we can make it better or change it if I'm seeing Devon with an idea.
I'm thinking. I'm trying to think about the last time I was taught. Like, I don't think I know anybody who watches Survive. Like, I don't know how many people that's going to catch. There's probably something that you could talk about that might like reel more people in.
Every
That's what I
white
would say.
gay comedian in New York that you know watches Survivor.
I know.
Yes,
And
and
ultimately, that's my type.
Hey, you're looking for gay guys. Yeah.
You want a zero contact relationship, yes.
Yes, I want a zero contact relationship and I want it to be fun and flirty. I need to be dating one of the white gays.
But if like your geekdom is Survivor, like it's something you could put out there. I'll say I put a book in mine, and I actually kind of regret it because now I get all these fucking like Hinge DMs that are like, I read this book, and it's like making me hate the book in a weird way.
I don't want it to ruin the book for you, but
Yeah, it's
all
kinda
of
ruining
these
the book for
trash
me.
people hate like the book.
Is there anything else you geek out about? Is there anything else?
Anything
that you're
else
like,
I personally geek out on? Right
I know
like,
something
you're
that would
enthusiastic about?
really activate the straight males would be your love of Pokemon.
You
Ooh.
think? Do you think I should tell them I like
Yeah, honey.
Pokemon?
Wow.
I feel like that's really nerdy, and I don't know if they want to know that immediately.
The
I mean,
prompt is I geek out on.
Pokemon's nerdy in the same way that Star Wars is, which is to say that everyone has consumed it at some point. You know?
Yeah.
It's like I don't know I don't know how many people you're getting that way though. In the same, like, I don't know who's really talking about Pokemon in that way.
Absolutely not
Like,
Pokemon.
Yeah, like I don't
Andrew's saying,
Okay,
putting the
it's
nicks
out,
on
it's out.
this.
Look, we're just throwing out ideas to have them shut down.
No. I don't think that this Survivor prompt actually isn't that bad, because I think that there's more than just Survivor in this prompt that can start a conversation. Like, I feel like someone could respond and be like, okay, like, when are we leaving? They're not actually responding to the fact that you watch Survivor, but they're like, I want to go on a trip with you because you seem cool. Potentially.
I have had someone respond to this and say, what about Bachelor in Paradise? Which ultimately is also something that I do geek out on.
So you can just talk about reality TV in a way.
Which I do like. I like reality TV competition shows, in particular Survivor and The Bachelor.
Okay, I think this is a great, like, useful prompt. I feel like so many of these prompts are not useful. This one is actually because it's fun when you meet someone who likes something you like, and then you can,
dare I say, have a connection.
Right.
Yeah.
And season 41 is coming up, and I would like to watch that with someone.
Yeah.
It would
You
be
could put that in there. Saying you could say looking for someone to watch the next season with.
I think there is something to that.
Okay.
Can you change the prompt?
Yeah, so what I'm looking for?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wait, click view all.
Oh my God, burritos.
Where's view all? Oh, burritos.
Oh, wow.
They're a lot.
There's
I didn't know I could even do that.
There are so many prompts.
I will say the prompts are overwhelming, and anytime I see anyone that's answered it too genuinely, I am turned off.
It's such a it's the kind
when
of
they're
thing
like,
it's like
hallmark of a good relationship is honesty and laughing at each other's jokes.
Yeah, it's a lot. I think it also attracts the kind of people who are like disingenuine or not very confident. Like I feel like I've like dated people that were like really charming and like energetic in text, but then in person they were just so quiet. And I was like, wait, where was that person I was texting with all day?
Oh my God. If I had a nickel.
I feel like the exact opposite. I feel like I don't give a lot over text, but like when like face-to-face date, I think I'm good at that part.
But that's good, and I think a part of you knows that that's the best thing and the best way to be. And
yeah, I think that's why I couldn't do the apps, because like I'm very bad at keeping up a text conversation. I just won't really do it.
Yeah, no, I don't think that that's a turnoff. I don't think that like, I think the point is that we're making the same point where like people's text messages generally aren't reflective of their personality.
Yeah, but I will say when I hit it off with someone over text, like if we have similar senses of humor in our writing, if you can even call texting writing, which that is a turn on for me. If I'm able to have good rapport, but it's not a deal breaker. I'll realize really quickly if it's not going to work over text, and then I'll just be like, I'll wait for the in-person.
I will also send multiple texts from the jump.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
A lot of texts in a row.
Yeah, like I'll break up a story into 4 text messages, or like just right away he goes, "Hey, what's up?" I'll text him back with 7, like this, just woke up, da 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 da. Because I feel like it's important to like, I don't know, I feel like
set the tone.
Yeah, to be like, I'm here to talk to you.
Yeah. I'm like that too.
I'm here to give you a monologue via
I'm also like that. I like to have a fun conversation over text first, but I don't want it to be too long. Like I can only do maybe a week of that without actually meeting the person, which used to be like in person at a date, but now is maybe FaceTime. Before I'm like, who am I even talking to? Like, I love this AI. Like, this is a fun AI, but.
And then it builds up all this pressure for when you actually meet. You're like, we're making this harder for ourselves.
Now we're good friends, and
and now I have to ghost you, and I actually liked talking to you. No, I would never ghost, but now I have to be like, oh, I think this is platonic, and I don't need any more friends to you. Okay.
I do have like a very nitty gritty comment. Okay, so the period at the end. I don't like putting the periods at the end of the prompts, but I'm just curious if anybody else has any say in that.
Yeah, I don't think you should leave the period as a punctuation unless it's separating 2 sentences outside, because I in a weird way I think that like it feels very formal when people like actually end things with periods at the end, and it makes me feel like they take things a little too seriously. That was my personal.
All right, I just deleted the periods. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm 100% with you, Andrew. I also don't leave periods.
It looks so much nicer without the period. It really does.
I'm checking mine to see if I have periods.
It's such a vibe.
It is
Such a vibe.
That's a vibe. No period.
Such a vibe. Okay, this is my next photo. It's me in the Joe's Pub.
That's a nice picture.
Performance venue.
I really like this.
Now I feel like that should be number 1.
And this
is very good, yeah.
Gave my number to the bartender, waiting for him to text me back. Was my caption, which is true. But I did do that, and he never texted me. Never heard from him, but.
I think this is a good candidate for the. What picture do we choose as the first picture before?
The first one is my Bond wedding photo where we removed the caption.
Honestly,
I think that's a great second picture, and I think this one is now the new first.
Yeah, I do think this should be the first picture.
To Jared's point, I think it's a good photo of like your face.
Exactly, yeah.
And
it's also like a high quality kind of photo, so people see that and go, "Ooh, what's their life about?"
Is that a Mindy? Did Mindy take that?
This is Carly Hoogdijk.
Oh wow! Hugs. I will say I'm shocked by how many profiles I see where I get to the bottom of their profile and I'm like, kindly, what do you look like?
Oh my God, yes. On Hinge, I literally can't tell what anyone looks like.
How have I seen 5 photos that you chose for this, and I still don't know what your face looks like?
No clue.
So many
feel
sunglasses, so many group photos.
Yes. And also, I think in general, the pictures on Hinge are a little bit smaller than they are on Tinder, which also isn't helping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so hard to know what people look like.
I think the pictures on Bumble are too big. Is that a heinous thing for me to say? They're so big. They're like the whole size of your iPhone.
Whoa.
Yeah, the crop is weird. But...
Crop is weird. Okay, yeah. My last photo is actually a video. It's me dancing at a show that I hosted a long time ago.
Literally a perfect use of this video feature. I see so many videos that I needn't see. And this is like, oh, this is great.
Thank you.
Okay,
I also I cut the video before I fuck up the choreography, so everyone knows. So this is the part that I do get right of the choreo. But Devon, I think you have a counterpoint.
I just want to enter something into the chat. I'm not even definitive about this. It's just something I'd like to ask. I was going to say, I think maybe we could do without it. I think maybe we've got like a nice body of work for you already before this. And I think maybe it lends more to like being aloof. This could speak to my attachment style and the way that I communicate with people. But
you don't shimmy with a crown on?
No, not even that. I'm like give them less. That's my, I think that tends to be my idea about this whole thing.
People respond the most to videos as far as on my profile. So I think people like being able to like see that you're a living, breathing human and not just like a 2-dimensional photo.
Andrew, did you say you agree or disagree with me?
No, I agree with you, Devon. I think this might be just a little bit too much like content right at you. I don't know, not content, but just like you're hit with too much, I think.
And I think you've got a good representation of who Jenny is, like picture-wise, like before this. But also, if you do keep it, I don't think it's a deal breaker. But that was just a small note.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to say, I think you look fun and hot and this outfit is good. And if we're going to delete anything, it's got to be that picture above it.
I agree. It's two against 2.
Oh my
That can go.
No.
Get rid of it. Just get out of here.
I'm not
We
married
have
to
a
that
tie.
picture. That picture doesn't have to be there for me either. I'm not married to it.
I say
I'm
nix
not
her.
married either.
Okay,
Wow. Okay, this is wild. I should have made sure the panel was uneven.
Your vote
Jenny,
counts, Jenny.
Yeah, you're the tiebreaker.
My vote. I'm the vice president. Okay. I kind of feel like I want to keep the vid.
Yeah.
I kind of want to keep
the vid.
vid.
Have sound?
The vid does not have sound.
Okay.
The caption does say it's always my birthday, which we could remove. But I feel like I want to keep it just because I think my overall vibe is too much. So I think people should just know that from the get-go and then decide if they're interested in too much or not.
Also, if someone is on your Hinge and they read that you are, is it an events manager, coordinator at the Tony, an operations manager, they have no idea that you have aspirations of performing, that you have like a performative personality type. So the fact that there is that video, it lets them know, oh, it seems like she's performing. Maybe she's a performer of some kind.
Yeah.
Which is the truth about who you are, which is, I think, what should be on your page.
Which is my dirty secret that people will find out.
Yeah, because if someone cares, you want them to know so that you don't waste any time, you know?
Right. Yes. And so that they're not freaked out when I'm like, oh, I do have a podcast about dating, and probably you're going to
Yeah, all of it. All of it. Yeah, truly.
That video screams podcast host.
That is absolutely what it says. Wow. Okay. I feel like we've fully redid. This was a home renovation on my Hinge profile.
Complete overhaul.
Truly an overhaul. My computer wants to die, so I'm gonna unplug this part and plug in my my charger.
Charge her up. She's exhausted.
I'm at 25% and I'm kind of edging. I'm gonna see if we can.
I'm fully at 100 and my laptop's doing that thing where it sounds like they're breathing heavy.
Ooh. Are you playing a CD-ROM?
Yes. Yeah. It's Zoo
That's
Tycoon.
That's like the sound that it's also the same sound that your computer makes whenever you like put it on the bed and it like needs to, you know? When you, like,
yeah, you're like suffocating it. Yeah.
Wait, Jenny, can I say that the last time I was on your pod, you and Andrew showed me that you can turn on a touch up your appearance feature on Zoom. And ever since, people will try to FaceTime with me, and I almost want to send them a Zoom link. Be like, let's just do Zoom. Let's just do Zoom.
It is important, honestly, to use your nice light for your FaceTime, your first FaceTime date.
Oh yeah, my FaceTime date was not a Zoom in which I could have had a nice little touch-up feature on it.
Wait, what is the touch-up feature?
Yeah, I don't know about this.
Okay,
please show them.
Go to your preferences. Everyone go to your preferences, go to Vidya, and then click.
Where's preferences even?
Yeah. Oh, I found it.
Up on the top bar.
Eject the CD-ROM.
Okay.
Okay, preferences, video. My video, touch up my appearance.
Why wouldn't it automatically do that?
Savannah.
Sometimes.
Also, this is bad, but nothing's really changing as I toggle.
Actually,
help but feel like I look the same.
I kind of see it, like smooths things out a little bit. I can kind of see it.
I guess
it just gives you a little.
Yeah, a little boost, and
it sort of blurs. I'm seeing it blur it.
It blurs a little, and sometimes people like.
Savannah, you just got a laptop from 2013. You just gotta upgrade.
Oh, don't insult my Dell.
Yeah.
If you want to try the mirror my video too, sometimes people prefer the way they look mirrored.
Oh, wow.
Oh, mirrored? Oh, never.
Sometimes people prefer it. I don't know. I just think you need to feel hot.
I think scientifically we're like meant to hate seeing the mirrored, right?
Yeah.
It
feels really wrong.
And then the worst thing is people who love to be like, that's what you actually look like to everyone. And it's like, oh no. Okay, my eyes are in two different places. Great.
I have a question about, so when I'm updating the other apps, right? So Hinge is probably my go-to. And the reason Hinge is my go-to is because the prompts are a big part of it and it's a requirement. And then you know whether the men can write and read. And that's really important to me.
Huge for them to be literate. Yeah.
I do prefer literacy. So on other apps, you kind of can get away with only posting pictures, and then all you have to go off of is this person's hot.
Yeah, but isn't that what the
I like that though.
are?
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you prefer that?
I mean, I prefer Hinge, but most of people's responses are so dumb that I don't care.
My responses are dumb. I hate my own responses. I'm like, why are we doing this? Like
what
this little like
responses?
What are mine? Okay, let me pull it up. Also, it just moves. I think Hinge it just moves very slowly because you're only allowed to like 6 people a day, or give them $30. It's like, wait, what? Do you guys know that every other app is not doing that? Okay, my profile says. How do I even look at it?
You
okay.
gotta go to view. Yeah.
My answers. And also, just to be fair to me, I didn't know that I could even change the prompts. So I just have the factory setting prompt that I felt forced to answer.
Wow.
Your creativity. They didn't let me sign.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not a tech startup guy. That's what they're called, right? Okay. Don't hate me if I, and my answer is wash the dishes first. The one thing I'd love to know about you is, and this is the thing I kind of regret, is have you read Giovanni's Room? Which is important to me, but now it's like it feels pretentious, and all these guys are like, it's on the top of my list, and I'm like, oh God, like,
You'll never
you
read
want
it?
a pat on the back for thinking about reading a book? I'm the type of texter who, and this one I kind of liked because it feels important to me, and I said, is effusive. I text the same way I talk.
I
You
like
know,
that.
like that's good given the fact that you didn't know you had other options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really worked well within the parameters that you thought you had.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Also,
maybe change the book one and just make it
Change
about
the book
books
one.
in general.
But here's the thing. It's like, if it is a bit of a litmus test, if like someone has read this book, it's like a ding, ding, ding for me.
Okay.
And it's common enough that people know what it is, and you know.
Then keep.
I think that it says a lot about our generation that like reading a book is considered like kind of a flex. We're like, oh, I don't want to brag too much about saying that I read a book.
Oh man, it was literally 200 pages.
That's so many pages.
I've not read a book during the quarantine, so
Yeah,
I'm part of
that
the
I
problem.
don't read.
Yeah.
I've read 8 books.
I read more before the quarantine. Like I read more when like I had to like be on the subway,
Right.
and I would like open up a book. Now, yeah, I just don't do it.
Well, our brains are becoming mush. Everyone's going back to their 25-year-old.
Right now I'm reading a book for which I've already watched the TV series, which is sort of the most teenager.
Is it The Great British Bake Off, the book?
Yeah. No, it's Normal People. So
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
I just wanted to read something to see. There it is. Is that what you're reading now?
Yeah, it's about gay sex. I only read sad gay books, so it's like I'm not actually like thoughtful or I'm just like horny and
Yeah, I'm just reading this book now to see if there's as much sex in the book as there was in the TV show, and I will just report to everyone listening that there is not. So don't read. I mean, the book's fantastic, but
you're reading Normal People?
Yeah, Normal People, but the book version that did come before the series, people are telling me.
Yeah.
Ultimately, the two of you, Sav and Jared, both are reading because you're horny. You're both reading.
Why else do people read?
Yeah, I like to read horny sad books. That's my favorite.
They do say that literature is very a really good aphrodisiac. Like more if there's more story, you know, like sexy lit. Sexy lit. It's better than video sometimes because you had to picture it yourself.
Labor.
Yeah, you do the work. I don't know. Okay, I'm looking at Tinder right now, and you have to choose your passions, and you're supposed to choose 5. Is this a new thing?
What is this for?
Tinder. Choose passions. Let everyone know what you're passionate about by adding it to your profile. But my options are wine, and the next one is mental health awareness. So what if I'm someone who picks wine?
I think you are actually passionate about both of those.
I am. But then it's like you can pick Black Lives Matter and activism, but also CrossFit and Disney. Like
I hate that they're making you choose
5. You have to choose 5
of them. This reminds me of when people ask me what my hobbies are, and I just say photography because I take photos with my iPhone. I don't
because I like Instagram.
Yeah, passions is hard because everybody's got a side hustle that is their passion and also career.
Wait, you have to answer these?
You can only pick 5.
I think you can skip. I think you can somehow skip that.
Yeah.
Okay. You can probably skip, but it looks like you can skip, but you can only pick 5. You can only pick 5, and what does it say if your 5 are like silly and they're not activism and feminism?
Jared has left the chat. He may have run out of juice.
Yeah, he did say his computer was dying.
Do we think there is a different game plan for Tinder versus Hinge, and what is it? Like, what should I be?
Why people go on?
Well, what should I be trying to do to be a better possibility on Tinder versus on Hinge. Like, what about my profile needs to change from the one that we just made that was perfect for Hinge?
Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like isn't Tinder known as like a hookup app? So maybe those sexy, seductive photos first.
It does feel like a thought.
I don't wait. Do you want both at the same time? I feel like just why not put all of your focus into one?
Well, I will say that if you're having a particularly dreadful, boring day, it's good to have both because Hinge will stop you after like 7 likes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And Tinder is good for just like nonstop swiping.
Right. Swiping
for truly killing time.
Right. No boundaries, no rules.
No boundaries, but
chaos.
The people on there, I am concerned for most of the men I see.
Mm-hmm. Feeding frenzy.
It's scary.
Tinder.
It's a scary place. Haunted.
Right. Because I think probably the kind of people I want are maybe the person I want to meet is maybe not on Tinder, but also, Andrew, you famously said that your restrictions were too heavy on Hinge and then you met the person that you're dating.
Look, here's what I will say from experience and having conversations is that like you can't translate straight dating app rules into the gay dating app world. Me and Alex tried to do this and it does not work. It's apples and oranges.
You continue to be my ally, Devon.
I mean, I do think Andrew and I are on the same page about a lot of things, I think.
Yeah, as 2 gay men, yes.
As fellow gays.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I think isn't like Tinder a little bit like not as current anymore? Like I think it's like mostly Hinge that people are really putting all their eggs into that basket.
That is what it seems like.
Oh,
there he is.
And Jared, he's graced us with his presence again.
I am back.
You're back.
You've got a good ASMR voice.
I have a what?
Good ASMR voice.
Oh my God. Is he another thing he doesn't know for the internet?
Is that like BDE?
Yeah. Always say mom was right. Okay. All right. I guess I'm here now. I'm gonna hold the mic to my mouth. I don't know if it matters, but I'll keep doing it.
We were just talking about whether it's worth it to have a Tinder profile too, or whether I should really just focus on Hinge.
Oh.
And
sure.
if I were to make a Tinder profile, what the differences would need to be and what I'm putting on the market, you know?
I have both a Tinder and a Hinge. And a lot of it is meeting the same people again, and it feels silly. But I don't know. I guess I feel like if I meet one person who isn't on Tinder, who is on Hinge, and that's the only one person I would need to meet, you know?
Uh-huh.
It's like if you're there.
What about instead of Tinder, Bumble?
Is there a gay Bumble?
I'm pretty sure the gays are allowed on Bumble.
I'm pretty sure Obama let us.
Do I have right?
We're in Biden's America now.
Maybe.
But it is
really
definitely
like
Tinder-esque. Oh, okay. What do you like about Tinder?
I think that it has like a different context. I think for straight people, Tinder is a bit like Grindr, but gay people have Grindr. So for us, it's like, and maybe I'm projecting something that isn't there, but it feels like it's the right temperature to me, where it's like if somebody wanted to just fuck, they would go to Grindr. So if you're here, it's important for you to meet once before you commit to sex.
Wow.
So, and then it's just like very simple and it's quick and we know it. And I Tinder like invented the form kind of. Was there like a dating app before Tinder?
I don't think so. I think
Grindr.
Well,
was Grindr first?
Yeah.
Grindr was first.
But I mean, wasn't there like Plenty of Fish or Coffee Meets Bagel?
That was all after Tinder.
I don't think it was like, I could be wrong. I thought Tinder was like the first like swiping app. I thought they were the first one to come up with that technology.
I will say Tinder came out right after I was going through a breakup in college. And it was great timing, is what I'll say.
Do you remember the first time you started swiping? I felt like a monster demon from hell. I was like, these poor guys.
No, I felt activated and manic in a good way. I just felt like playing Hot or Not. What a fun game.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. It is a game. It does feel like a video game. It's like, oh, I'm collecting points.
Tinder is just Candy Crush when you really boil it down.
That's how I feel about Grindr.
Yeah.
I feel like Grindr is like a sexy video game because I have never met anyone in person from Grindr.
You haven't?
Wow, you're
Ever once.
Wow.
You're in the
That's why you don't
minority
know
on
what
that
BDE is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember being 17 on Grindr, and then guys would message me, and I would feel so bad. Like I needed to let them know that I wasn't interested. Like I was like, "Oh yeah, sorry, like it's not a match," and they'd be like, "Why?" And I'm like,
You're like, because this is a sting operation.
Like, I'm not sure you're ready for this jelly.
Feds,
Yeah.
actually. You're going to jail, unfortunately.
Why? It's not a match.
Oh my god.
God.
I'm contemplating maybe getting onto the apps for the first time, like as an adult, but mostly just because like I don't meet anybody anymore. I think from like performing, like you could like meet a lot of people just from like being out, and now there's no like that well is run dry. I've already tried to circle back to a couple people. That didn't go well, and now it's like if I want to meet any new people, that might be like the only way I can do it at this point. So
I will say that the first time I met someone new of this year was a guy from Hinge because it was, smack dab in the middle of the quarantine. And I was like excited in a childlike manner because I was like, I haven't met anyone new. And now you're the first person. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think you would really like it, Devon.
I don't think that's true.
No? What don't you think? What do you think you wouldn't like about it?
I think I don't really like the texting aspect of, like, I don't really like trying to impress somebody that I don't know, because I don't know if I think you're cool. So like, why am I trying to like show you my, and also it just seems like like my ego's fragile. And I do think that in the event that I like got into somebody and then they just ghosted, I think it would really bother me. I think I would really, like,
yeah,
I think it would.
I'm sensing some walls.
Oh, absolutely. It just makes me nervous to be on the apps, but we'll see. I'll keep you. Maybe we can do another podcast in the event that I get on there. Where you guys like set on my apps. We'll see.
Oh, I would love to.
I also feel like me not being on the apps has been such a thing that like I kind of don't want some of my exes to see me on there, because then I feel like they're gonna be like, he fucking crumbled, like, we always knew he wasn't better than that. Like,
I did recently see someone that I'm currently seeing on the apps.
All right.
On a different app? Like,
but you had to be on there to see them on there.
Yeah.
You're both on there.
Yeah, and it did break my heart.
Did you match with them on the new app? Or were you like?
Well, I obviously swiped right because I wanted him to see me seeing him.
Yeah.
But no, it was the same guy, the guy that new person I met, and we've been seeing each other for like 5 or 6 months casually, and then I'd switched over to Bumble to see if there was just to see who else is sort of out there, and yeah, he popped up.
But that could also be a dead body situation.
Right.
He will be dead soon.
Yeah.
He could be. We'll see, won't we?
Yeah. Oh, this is still ongoing?
Yeah. I literally texted him the next day being like, I was thinking of you. Because your profile came up, mister. I'm crazy.
I don't think so. I think you definitely have to let him know that you know.
You think? Yeah. I think that'd be actually psycho to say.
No, you don't need to tell him that. You just need to just swipe.
I did swipe.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you swiped on him?
I swiped and we didn't match.
Take the hand.
No.
I don't think you need to tell him outright, but I like the swipe. I'm looking now on the new exclusive Jewish dating app, Locks Club.
That's a terrible name.
Yeah.
Almost offensive name, I will say.
I'm not Jewish, but I'm offended on my Jewish friends' behalf, honestly.
I mean, there's a There's a Russ and Daughters.
It's like Schindler's, but it's spelled like without a vowel.
Schindler's. The List. It's just called The List, and then parentheses Schindler's.
I feel like they missed the mark with like Locks of Love. You know, I think that would be
is
really
kind of a
cute.
Cancer reference.
Yeah, that's already.
Yeah,
but like spelled differently. You know.
Right.
No, that's not good.
But there is Russ and Daughters, the very famous, very delicious bagel in Locke's Place. There's a Russ and Daughters in the Jewish Museum.
Wait a second. Isn't there already another Jewish dating app?
Yes, there's J-Date.
J-Date.
There's J-Date.
Why do you need another? Why do we need
is coffee meets bagel Jewish?
No, it's not.
Is that a racial question for me?
That was racist.
Keep it in.
Wait,
Cancel it.
Jared, have you ever specifically been on any sort of a Jewish dating site?
I have not. I am Jewish. I have.
Yes.
Honestly, I don't even know how many Jewish guys that I've dated. Because I know that like it's happened, like I'll match with someone Jewish and I'll go, ooh. And I have this feeling of like, ooh, that would be fun. Which tells me that I haven't dated anyone Jewish. Not by design.
What about, have you like intentionally tried to date Asian dudes?
Have I intentionally tried?
Like, have you ever been like, I'm always curious with like biracial people.
Yeah.
About like, like, do you like skew towards one, or is it something you think about at all?
I can't stop thinking about it, especially on Tinder. I'm like, it's like every time I swipe left on a white guy, a part of me is like, you're doing the work, and I wish that I would stop that that constant like paranoid checking in with myself about like where is this quota like hitting, but I'm attracted to all people as long as they're very hot.
Right.
So luckily, hot people come in all varieties.
Have you been on Chappie, Jared?
No, but I used to host a show that they promoted, and they gave me so much money to do it.
Oh, really?
And I feel very fondly about Chappie, but
oh, really? Because I'm the complete opposite. I think that the Chappie is so bizarre because it's so like they gathered like all unattractive people somehow, all on Chappie, and it's like, okay, we're all in the same radius. Why are there hot people on Hinge, but then like exclusively unattractive people on Chappie? I'm very sorry, I had to get off. It was very toxic.
well, maybe it was started out as a British app, right?
Really? Is that why it's called Chappie?
I think so. Yeah, I think it like started in the UK and then they brought it here. And I think American standards of beauty are different than British ones. Maybe,
yeah.
Absolutely.
I know that they had like a screenshot thing. Like if you screenshotted the conversation, then they would get a notification, which I didn't like.
Oh my God, that's psychotic.
Yeah.
only my worst nightmare.
I found that out like the worst way. Yeah.
Yeah. The last thing we want for this particular podcast too, like we have to be able to screenshot willy-nilly.
Right.
All day.
It's so toxic.
I'm just looking at, I can't take a look at what Locks Club looks like until my profile is set up. And ultimately it's going to take too long to find all these pictures again. So probably not for today. I think it's for our next, when we reconvene the panel to get Devon up on the dating apps. Take a look and see what's going on with all the high-powered Jews on Locks Club. And then also maybe respond to some people on Hinge and just like do a check-in and see how we're doing. Because we've done like a really nice like consultation on the overall profile, but that's only half the battle because there's also starting the conversation.
I'll just go ahead and say that I'm going to call it. I feel like in 1 month's time, you'll have a cuffed up second lockdown boyfriend.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Wow.
I'm going to say it. I think people are about to turn really crazy on the apps and they're just going to sort of settle in.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking to do that, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's exactly what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, we sort of all are.
Oh my God, right?
It turns out like we're all looking for that.
It's getting cold for all of us except Jared.
I'm trying to trap someone now in this suspended lifestyle so that at some point when we start doing comedy again, I'm like, we already live together.
You know what I will say is like there was a girl that I hooked up with once who like lives in LA but like was just like is like going to be here for a few months, and we talked and I was like I think we were on the exact same page. We both wanted the same thing, just like a quarantine partner, and we were very much on the same page. Several days later she told me she tested positive for COVID, and
Wow.
truly
Oh my
this
God.
But
this happened
now,
like
but now she's cured and has the antibodies.
she is better now, but I do think it kind of like shook her a little bit, you know, like she is cool, but I
It's
don't
worth
know.
a check-in.
Yeah, we're the hey, I think you're hot. Just wanted to check in.
I'll,
The Savannah
I'll check back.
special.
I will check back in. That was like 3 weeks ago. She probably like just got over having COVID.
That's all the time you need. 3
Yeah, I
weeks.
think
You guys think any part of you would be a little bit starstruck if you had COVID?
starstruck.
Starstruck.
Why?
You're like, it's here!
Oh my God, it's happening.
Like the thing we are all talking about, it's all over the news, all over the TV, everyone's trying to COVID, 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 COVID. You're like, oh.
Stop.
Oh my God, is it really you?
Oh my God, me of all people.
I've been talking about you for months. Like,
I'm honestly, I'm shocked that I haven't gotten it at this point.
I'm floored. I'm like, I
I'm
can't
stunned.
believe this.
Yeah, that's how I feel because I feel I've been on several planes.
I don't want it, but I would love those sweet, sweet antibodies. So
Yeah.
gotta get them somehow.
I'd like to get him from a vaccine. Sounds pretty good to me.
Okay, that's
yeah.
forward thinking.
Wow. So old school.
Oh, so old school.
So vintage.
Yeah, vintage into vaccines. Love the cure, you know. But wow, what a fabulous panel you've all been. I'm really excited to get out there and, you know, start letting others start the conversation. Do some hearting. Yeah.
I'm excited for you.
Hey, thanks. And I hope we all get cuffed up.
I hope.
Yeah. Listeners too. I hope they all get cuffed up too. I think everyone needs to drop their handles right now. So, Deb, how should the listeners follow you?
And if you want to follow me, I'm just at internet Devon DEVON. You can follow me there.
Okay, Sav.
On all platforms, you can find me at Savannah with 2 N's and an H, then DESO. And if you're listening, absolutely slide in and tell me that you live 1 mile away from me.
And Jared?
And I want to be really clear when I say this. I didn't know when Instagram came around, I wasn't like, oh, this is going to be where I live and where we all live. So I should try to get Jared Goldstein, Jared G. So my handle is Hey Jared Hey, which at this point feels like it's like jmoney69 at yahoo.org.
It could have been way worse.
Yeah.
No, I like it. I like it. I
Love
like
you,
it.
Jared.
Thank you.
It's
I appreciate you
fun.
saying that.
It's fun.
As long as your name doesn't have an underscore in it, I feel like you're straight.
Oh my God. I have an underscore.
It's McGuire Guy. It's very Scream
McGuire
energy.
Guy.
Oh, it is McGuire underscore guy.
Shade.
You know
Should I
what's so
change
funny
it?
is before I said that, I tried to think through everybody's handles, and I like got to Jenny and I got to Savannah.
Erasure.
I completely forgot about McGuire guy. I'm sorry.
Yes. Wow.
Savage.
I'm glad we ended this on a roast.
Truly on a roast. I think
A
for all
purely
our listeners,
unintentional roast.
for our listeners, if your dating apps need some help, if you have an SOS on your dating app, if you don't know how to respond to someone, if you want some feedback on what pictures you got going on, I think we got to open it up as a service on Receipts Pod. So send us a DM at Receipts Pod. I love you. Don't be too cold.